You didn't expect I make this video. I didn't expect myself to make this video. But will Aave collapse? Is the leading application in all of decentralized finance going to implode like Terra Luna? That's a question I didn't even dare to think about not so long ago. But times have changed. There is potential big bad debt in the Aave ecosystem. And if you followed the whole drama around Curve Finance and the CRV token and the borrowing against the CRV token, you should have a rough idea what's going on here. The founder of Curve Finance deposited large holdings of the CRV token on Aave. To be more specific, that's now worth 150 million roughly. Now he did that because he didn't want to sell the CRV token directly on the market because that would crash the price totally. On decentralized exchanges, there's only around 2 million worth of CRV that are openly traded. So if you add 150 million to that, the price pretty much goes to zero. And so why not use those tokens, deposit them as collateral on Aave, then borrow stablecoins against this, and then use the stablecoins to buy a nice mansion. That's the $40 million house in Australia that everybody is talking about. Debt equals risk. The more debt you have, the more riskier of a life you live. If you have a lot of borrowings against a volatile asset such as CRV, you're betting on CRV never to go below your liquidation level. The value of the collateral cannot go below the value of the debt. Otherwise you get forced liquidated. Otherwise you have to force sell the collateral. Now with the Curve founder, he's got a health ratio of 1.67 right now. Which means the $150 million collateral will be liquidated whenever the price of one Curve token falls below 35.2 cents. Now what happens when that liquidation occurs? CRV will go to zero instantly. And so Aave has given out all of those stable coins for collateral that's worth nothing. Aave has a hole in their balance sheet. They need to get the stablecoins back. They need to get those stablecoins back in order to pay back all of those depositors, right? Now, how do you fix such a hole in the balance sheet? You fix it with the safety module. So that's in the Aave documentations, the Aavenomics. And whenever there is a shortfall event, so that's what we just described, then the staked Aave and the staked Aave ETH liquidity will be auctioned off. And there's a lot of staked Aave, right? 120 million worth of Aave tokens. So what's the problem here, right? We've got $120 million worth of Aave as backup, and the stablecoin debt is only worth roughly 50 million, right? That's again from the wallet, 49 million over here. The problem with selling off or auctioning off that Aave is the same problem that we have with CRV. It's liquidity. How much demand is there really once you want to sell that Aave? Let's compare the liquidity of CRV and of Aave. How much can the market really digest if we only look at decentralized exchanges? Now, we don't know how much we can sell off on centralized exchanges. We also don't know how much we could sell off maybe over the counter versus other crypto whales or versus VCs. Let's just look at the data that we have. So what we have over here is Curve. We simply go to DEX Screener, we enter CRV, and here we get the liquidity. Different liquidity pools, and we can add them all up. So 2.3 plus 0.5 million plus 0.3 plus 0.45 plus 0.72. That's maybe another 1K. Here's another 350. So yeah, maybe another, if we are generous, 1.5 million, maybe. That's very generous. Let's work with it. Plus 1.5. So the Curve price, of course, fluctuates. And this is not hard science, but it should give us a rough gist. Now, half of that is the Curve token. The other half of the value in the liquidity pool is whatever you can swap this into, right? So USDC or TEL or wrapped Ethereum or wrapped Matic, whatever that is. So really, the liquidity you've got in those pools is only 2.6 million, roundabout. That's for Curve. That's the reason why the Curve founder borrowed against this, right? He didn't sell off 150 million worth of Curve. The market cannot digest this. But what about now Aave? If Aave had to liquidate their tokens? Same exercise. We enter Aave. First liquidity pool of 1.1 million, then 0.5 roughly, 0.4, 0.15, 0.4, 0.8 if we add those three. Another 500,000 here maybe, another 500,000 here, that's maybe 200,000. And then we get into the really small values, maybe let's give another 0.2 for this. 4.75 million. Again, divide by 2, 2.4 million. So those 120 million worth of Aave, at least if you were to auction this off or sell this off in a decentralized manner, is only worth 2.4 million. Now, as said, that's not all liquidity. There are centralized exchanges, there are over-the-counter deals, so there might be other liquidity pockets hidden somewhere. But I have no doubt that the Aave that's being staked is worth what people think it is. The numbers here are inflated. And I'm not so sure how much safety the safety module can really provide. The Curve founder is in the process of selling quite a bit of CRV now over the counter. He's selling this for a discount for 40 cents per CRV token with a handshake agreement to lock this up for the next 6 months roughly. So that means in 6 months they can sell those tokens again, depressing the price potentially to the liquidation level if the debt hasn't been paid off at that point. So for now, the CRV price has recovered and Aave doesn't yet have to sell their tokens. But who knows how this plays out in the next weeks and months. I definitely think that there is a non-zero chance of a complete collapse of Aave as well. At least there is a non-zero chance that some of the staked Aave has to be sold. And who can blame the Aave holders? Aave, relative to Ethereum, underperformed by almost 90% in the last 2.5 years. And recently, with the CRV crisis, we again see some kind of a sell. Now you need 7 days to unstake Aave, so I wouldn't be surprised if some of those Aave stakers are taking advantage of this. They unstake as quickly as possible, sell it then off. So it would be very surprising if in the next days we see some outperformance of Aave versus Ethereum. Probably we are rather going to see a crash. I don't have a crystal ball either, but I simply just show you my reasoning here. Hope that's useful. Please spread the word and give this a like and subscribe and join our Telegram. See you next time. Bye bye.